Soma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Man, some little bit of news in the world of boxing. And this is about concussion. Some concussion going on. Fighters that, will knock you out. And we're going to talk about Gennady Golovkin a little bit, right? Gennady Golovkin, come on, man. The dude is bad, right? I have my issue with Gennady Golovkin because I ain't going to really talk about his fight. He's about to fight a guy named Zemaretta, who actually is he's undefeated, but he got 5 knockouts from about 25 fights, somewhere about 22 to 25 fights. I forgot. But, he's the mandatory challenger now, but he wasn't, right? Golovkin, his team asked for him to be elevated to mandatory status so they can fight Zemaretta. And like I said, Gennady Golovkin's hell-bent on fighting this guy from Polish, I think. Czech, by the way, Zemaretta. I ain't trying to dish you, my brother. Kawamche, all that good stuff. But the thing is Gennady Golovkin is regarded as a top 10 pound-for-pound guy, sometimes top 5 pound-for-pound guy. He has also the accolade of being the best middleweight in the last 25 years. Those kind of things. So when you're like that, you are judged as such. Now, let's pro Golovkin stuff. For example, me personally, Golovkin beat Canelo in the first fight. He beat them. The second fight with Canelo, I think he tied Canelo, right? But it was hard because they were asking, we'll fight Mexican style, stand there. And Canelo stood there. And a lot of people were blinded by the fact, well, Canelo stood there, then he won. I don't think he won. I didn't think, and I said it back then, that Canelo did enough for the title to change hands. Canelo looked awesome in that fight. Don't get it twisted. But I don't think he beat Golovkin. I think he definitely competed with Golovkin, stood there and showed him that he's a man up and what's up. But I still think Golovkin should have still kept his belts, which means I think Golovkin won a fight and tied a fight against Canelo. I had Golovkin losing to your boy Danny Jacobs, right? I think he lost that fight by at least a point or two. I don't really think he lost to Derevyanchenko. It was a close fight, but losing to Derevyanchenko when you had him down, you had a round by 2, that could have been a draw, or Gennady Golovkin. I don't have a problem with that as long as that was close, but that was a damn close fight. But those are his ones that, you see I talked about those? After that, it wasn't nothing else close, right? Even Kell Brook. Kell Brook is all hail to Kell Brook, because if it wasn't for that little dude showing everybody, nobody would have had the confidence to get in here with Gennady Golovkin. But after Kell Brook did it, then Dan Jacobs was like, shoot, I'm bigger than Brook, I can do something. Still went in there tentative at first, but I think Dan Jacobs did enough to win the fight. Golovkin is an awesome dude, just not as awesome as people say that he is, right? There was never a time when no one wanted to fight him, when they were saying no one wanted to fight him because the middleweights, Sergio Martinez was leaving, right? He was already had knee issues and was leaving, right? So they was acting like he didn't want to fight him and stuff like that. But the 154 pounders, both of the Charlo brothers wanted him then. Lara wanted him then, and Demetrius Andrade been wanting him damn near as long as he wanted Canelo. Just not as long, not quite as long, because he wanted Canelo since he was an infant, right? So there we go with Gennady Golovkin. But here's something new. I remember about a month ago or something like that, Oscar De La Hoya. We know Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy of boxing and whatever, got the golden boy promotions. He was also Canelo Alvarez's promoter, which his claim to fame. He's not anymore, but he was the whole time. He brought Canelo to where he is. Come on, let's give him some love for that. Oscar De La Hoya was a good fighter, a fighter who fought everybody. And if it wasn't for Oscar De La Hoya being so famous, Mayweather probably would have never been famous because he beat Oscar De La Hoya under his circumstances, everything that De La Hoya wanted in that fight. And hey, then he became the man, right? But De La Hoya is all that. Don't get it twisted. And De La Hoya be about 40-something years old talking about, man, I might come back, man, shoot. And if I come back, then I ain't fighting no people that ain't nothing, like the young dude that I'm the that I'm the manager of, promoter of, like Canelo. I ain't doing that. What's up, Gennady Golovkin? I'll fight Gennady Golovkin. He's an easy touch. So Golovkin got wind of that, and so this is what Golovkin said. Golovkin said, I'm gonna put it in the description box so y'all can read it, because I'm gonna just paraphrase. Bottom line is, you keep it up, Oscar De La Hoya, talking that kind of smack, and I can legally kill you in here. And if you just keep talking, then I'm going to mess around and legally kill you up in here and seize the opportunity to legally kill your butt in the ring, because that's why I can do it legally, right? So let's just see what people think about that. Because normally when you say something, I'm trying to kill you or something like that, a la the other guy who knocks people out all the time, Deontay Wilder, right? Because I don't like it when someone likes Golovkin and doesn't like Deontay Wilder, because you gotta like both of them because you like knockouts. There's really no difference there, right? So the other guy that knocks people out in the heavyweight division, there are people who are heavier than him by average of 20 pounds. He said something like that too. Remember? I want a body on my record, and everybody freaked out. Remember that? Even though Bermane Stiverne told him the same thing, right? But so let's just see what happens. What happens if Golovkin gets his first boos and people coming in and say, Golovkin, you can't talk like that, that kind of thing. Let's see what happens, because that's going to be very, very interesting, right? Now, Oscar De La Hoya, you pushing up on Golovkin. Golovkin's, towards the end of his career, but it's still Golovkin. So I don't know if Oscar De La Hoya want to do that. But your boy, Gennady Golovkin, ain't playing. You better leave him alone, or you can get legally killed around here. This is let's watch what kind of residue Gennady Golovkin's going to get for saying that. That's going to be interesting. And believe me, I'll be watching, because you know damn well what I think about boxing. BTBG. For everybody that knows what that is, much props to y'all. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide, and we are out of here, y'all.